Welcome back, everybody, to another installment of the JayElle Journey. I'm Jay.
And I'm Elle.
And we are back with another week of topics, fun stuff, shenanigans. But like we start off every episode, let's just check in with each other. So Elle, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I am missing you.
Yes.
As you all see, we are still not in the same city. But don't worry, in a few weeks, we will be together again.
Yes.
I'm doing well. Everything is going good in LA. Just trying to keep a positive mindset, keep things going here until I see you.
Yes.
Prepping for my birthday. Watch out for our vlog.
Turn up.
Turn up. How are you, baby?
I'm good. Things could be better in certain regards. But as far as me and you are concerned, we handle issues well. We're in a very good place, a very good space. Good to see you in a few weeks. I'm excited to have the break, go to LA, kick it with the fam bam, celebrate you for your birthday. And just have a little break. Have a little break.
We need that.
Yeah. Sorry, family, that we've been gone a couple of weeks, but we've just been trying to get life organized and, trying to get back into the swing of things with the videos and everything. So this week, we're going to do something a little different. I know if you probably could tell from the previous videos, I've been sort of guiding the conversation, but Elle is going to do it this week.
Elle! So, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to address some of the questions that we received from folks that we've shared our journey with, and that are like, oh, I have questions. You guys should ask, you guys should respond to this. You guys should ask this question. So I have a couple of questions that we're going to go through today, get Jay's perspective and also get mine as well. So let's start with gender roles in a relationship.
Ooh.
How do you feel about gender roles in a relationship? In particular, how do we apply them in our relationship?
Yeah, for our relationship, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we have traditional gender roles for the most part. I do take out the trash. Elle ain't taking out no trash. Okay. But do I clean the bathroom? She ain't taking out the trash, but do I clean bathrooms and do I do the dishes and do I do laundry? Absolutely. We both work full time. So it would make sense that we would separate house duties as well. But what do you think they meant by gender roles? I don't think they really meant how you divide stuff in the house. Do you think they were trying to dig deeper with that question?
I do. I think that, when you're talking about, taking care of the kids, I mean, trash is one thing. Who's paying for our vacation trips? Are we splitting bills? And again, remember, still very new in, our courtship. And, these are the discussions, and we've talked about these things as, we have, embarked on this journey, like what it looks like for us. And it looks different for us than it looks for everybody else because everyone is in a different situation. So,
well, let me say from my perspective, I do subscribe to traditional gender roles when it comes to finances. I'm just keeping it a buck. As a man, my responsibility is to provide and to protect. And when I talk about provide, it means that Elle shouldn't have to worry about food, mortgage, like whatever she needs to live. It's my job to provide that. Now, am I currently doing that? No. I'm keeping it a buck. The way my bank account is set up. But I personally subscribe to that. I'm not saying it to take Elle's power away, okay? If she wants to be a boss and make all the money in the world, that's fine. But from my role, whether she agrees with it or not, I'm just gonna put that out there. My job.
Oh, provide for me, baby. provide for me.
My job is,
And you go ahead, baby.
yeah, I was just saying my job is to provide and protect. And in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to do anything. You wouldn't have to ever take out your card to do anything. Like that's what I want to do as the man in the relationship. What do you think?
I love that.
I'm cool.
You know, even in our current situation, you know, not even being there, we do have two separate households that we have to take care of. You have, you know, so that part is taking care of everything is just not realistic, right? Like we both have two separate households to take care of. But you know, in the future, this leads into my next question about finances. When do you start to talk about finances? Because, you know, when you're talking about gender roles and who's picking up the check and who's paying the mortgage and all of these different things, when do you have this conversation about finances? How early in the situation do you have that conversation? You know,
Yeah.
again, one more time, we're new to this, but there's some folks that have been in this for a long time and they still have separate bank accounts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we talked about it pretty early from like a 50,000 level standpoint. Just about general how much each other makes and what sort of debt that they're bringing into the relationship. I think that me personally, I had a bad experience before. So
And I'll say this every time, you have all the bad experiences.
all the bad experiences. So I like to have the conversation sooner rather than later, and which is why I broached it with Elle very early in our relationship, because it's going to happen. And we know that money is a big reason why relationships don't work, right?
Yeah.
You know, communication, sex, money, in-laws, those are some of the things that get a relationship or derail a relationship. So knowing that, and on top of that, having bad experiences, I'm like, look, this is where your boy is at. This is how much I make. This is what my debt looks like. This is my credit score. Okay.
Yeah.
And we had that conversation very early. And Elle was like, well, here's how much I make. Here's my debt and here's my credit score. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, at least we like relax, because I think that I think that even that preliminary conversation, it was maybe stressful in the moment talking about it, but when we talked about it and we got past it, it's like, okay, we could talk more about money in the future. Like, it wasn't difficult, you know, we didn't make each other feel bad about the situations, about each other's financial situation.
And I want to say that we talked about finances in the first 30 days. Because I don't think I had even left New Orleans yet and we had that conversation. Because again, all the conversations that we were having, I don't know if it was the universe, like, y'all gonna be together, so y'all might as well hurry up and have these conversations. And they were just natural. Yes, they were natural. But we had that conversation before I left, like, okay, this is where I'm at with it. This is where you at with it. And here we are. So about that, and you talked about debt a little bit, the second part of the conversation was, how soon do you have the conversation about finances? But then in addition to that, do you all help each other pay off your debt that you bring into the relationship, that you brought into the relationship, or do you pay off your own debt on your own?
I think when people have these conversations about how soon do you talk, or paying off debt, you know, that you bring into the relationship, I think people are trying to look for like an absolute answer. And I think that people should always answer questions within the context of their own relationship and what they're willing to put up with and not put up with. For example, like to the community. So I have student loan debt, okay? And Elle doesn't. Do I personally expect her to contribute to my student loan debt and help pay it off? No. But the reality of the situation is that if we're trying to grow as a unit, that student loan debt is going to be a factor in how we're able to grow. So it's like, okay, if we want to go buy a house in the future, this is the variable. So it's like, do we not buy the house until my debt is paid off? Or is there a way for me and Elle to have the conversation where we can still buy the house and she not feel like she's paying off, like helping to pay off my debt. But also I'm like, if she wanted to pay the debt, then that's what she wants to do. If I want to pay her debt, then that's what I want to do, you know?
I think the important part about this conversation is having the conversation.
Yeah.
So you know what the person's expectations are,
Yeah.
right? We talk about this all the time. It's just setting the boundaries and setting the expectations. If I come in and say, I don't feel like that's my responsibility, I'm not going to help you with that debt. However, I don't mind putting a little bit more down on the house and you continue to pay off your debt. It's just having an understanding with what you all can do within your relationship. I think that's what's the most important part, is just having the conversation in general. And it's not right or wrong whether I want to help you or whether I don't want to help you.
Right.
Right. Or and in the reverse, right? I might not have student loan debt, but I might have some other type. I might have credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want you to help me? And it's just about having that conversation about your finances and coming up with a plan so that you know what that looks like in the future.
You said that way better than I did. And and also it is I think there's another piece of that before you go on to the next question. Nobody wants to feel like they're being taken advantage of. I think that's what it is too, or part of it. Because I definitely know some people who are married, but yet, and one person brings in a certain amount of debt, but the other person is like, that's his shit. That's what he needs to worry about. I'm not helping him, you know, with his debt, but you're married. I don't understand. Maybe you don't help him with this debt, but maybe there's another way to finesse the situation so nobody is feeling like they're being taken advantage of, and also you're still growing as a unit financially.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
My 2 cents.
And you know, family and friends will all give you their advice on what y'all should and should not be doing. You shouldn't get a house this soon. You shouldn't do this. So this kind of leads me into the next thing is, how much do friends and family play a role in your relationship?
I feel like you should go first.
Because, and you're probably saying this because my friends are like my family. I've known them since like the 3rd grade. We've been friends for a very long time. So they really, really are my family. You know, Black folks always call somebody their cousin. And yes, I call them my cousins. Mm-hmm. But it is important for me personally, for my friends to, you know, sign off on Jay. Because they're such a part of my life, right? You know, especially because I live in my hometown. I think, you know, you don't live in your hometown, so it's a little bit different for you, but I live in my hometown. My parents are here, you know, my immediate family is here, but also all of my friends as well. So these are the folks that we are going to see on Tuesday night on a random, you know, so you have to be with them. And so it is important that there's a relationship built there.
Yeah, and I agree with you as far as it would help the situation if friends and family at least fuck with your partner, right?
Absolutely.
I don't want to bring Elle around my mama if my mother don't like her. And now your question was how much of an influence or how important is their feedback, you know, about your partner. Now, for me, it's not weighted as heavy. The feedback that I get about Elle from family and friends, because I'm just not in a world where they do a lot for me outside of my mother. You know, she is the ultimate person in my life. But even with her, it's like, I'm gonna listen to you because you my mama, but I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna give you the courtesy of listening to you. But some other people who are very close to me, I won't even listen to. I'm just like, well, this is who I'm with. So you're either gonna mess with it or not, you know?
She gonna be here at Thanksgiving, so get your game face on. Do what you need to do.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Right.
So it's like, for me personally, it's not weighted as much, but I can definitely understand why it would be. But also, you know, on the person being vetted from Elle's standpoint, I want to get along with her parents and her friends. You know, we're at an age, being 40, you know, where we're more, it is family.
Yeah.
You've been knowing these people your entire life. Do I have people in my life that I've known my entire life? That's a dumb question. Yes, but you have way more people in your current life that you've had a relationship with since single digit ages. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Right.
You know, I don't have that. So, and then aspiring to join forces under one roof one day, if it happens to be Los Angeles, I want us to all be one family. Like I'm leaning into that. I can't, you know, I can't wait to go to drinks with your friends' husbands or something like that. Well, all the dudes is getting together because y'all birds is over there chirping. So the birds is chirping, so the fellas gonna get together because they doing their thing.
So rude. Okay.
But
Okay.
with that, I'm so looking forward to that.
I feel you. And
Mhm.
so what about, you know, when we're talking about finances, because these are difficult conversations, right? You're talking about finances, you're talking about blending families, you're talking about blending friends, and all of these things that happen in a marriage, which, you know, one day.
Mhm.
So with that being said, and we talk about marriage often, what that looks like for us, what we think it should be, what we think it should not be. Is marriage a necessity?
Wow,
I love your eyes.
that's a heavy question.
It is a heavy question. But again, these are questions that I've gotten from the community. Jay, we want to know. We need to know.
Yeah. Is marriage a
My girls need
necessity?
to know. So.
Your girls want to know what is he about to say, girl? I know they paying attention right now. Uh-huh. I know they keeping real close tabs about what I'm about to say. You know, is marriage a necessity? Again, it depends on the couple, you know, and what expectations and values I think they bring to the relationship. So you guys are watching because of us. You already know that Jason has been married before. Jason at one time of his life was like, I'm not getting married again. But now today, am I open to marriage again? Absolutely. But if Elle is like, I don't really see myself getting married, and am I personally also okay with being partners for the rest of our lives and not having it necessarily recognized as a legal union by the government? Yes, I'm cool with that. However, I think that we decide to celebrate our union or our commitment to each other is our prerogative. And I think that people, when they say marriage, they think in the traditional sense, whether it be recognized by the government or like a religious sacrament.
Right.
Okay. And it could be that for us too, but I just think that for us, it is bigger than both of those things. It is a lifelong commitment to, we ain't going anywhere, paperwork or not, like
right. Yeah.
paperwork or not. What do you think though? I mean, just how you feeling right now? Do you think marriage is a necessity?
That's such a difficult question. The necessity part is what gets me, right? Is it necessary? I mean, obviously, it might not be necessary, but I think for me, I do want that bond recognized, for me.
Mhm.
And, regardless of what you've been through in the past, I know that this is different.
Yeah. And a part of me, no, but to your point, a part of me is like, I want to do this right.
Mm.
So that is urging me and pushing me to do it again from a legality standpoint, from a spiritual sacrament standpoint, to do it correctly. That is, for me, that is a source of disappointment.
Mm-hmm. You want an accomplishment.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
And
Okay, honey.
when we, if and when we do get to that point, just know that anybody watching this, no matter what happens with me and Elle, I'm not going anywhere. This woman is stuck with me. So,
I mean, we have a really great example in the Hollands, 44 years and counting.
Yep. And we was having this conversation maybe a couple of weeks ago, how it's interesting that your parents and all of the adults who are close in your life, they've been married for a significant time, like all of your awakening years of knowing them.
Yeah.
And I come from an environment where everybody who I know that has been married has at least one divorce. Everyone, so being younger and not necessarily considering marriage as a permanent thing. It was like, yeah, we're gonna get married, but if it don't work out, we're gonna get a divorce, because that's what people do. And that's the mindset I had with those previous relationships, when I actually admire you, Elle, and where you come from, and taking marriage even more seriously, saying that this is for life.
This is it. Yeah.
Having
when we first had the conversation, sorry, baby, when we first had the conversation for the very first time, and, especially in you expressing that you had been divorced, I was like, oh, we need to talk, because I don't even believe in that. So if this is the choice you want to make, I need you to meet all these young ladies right here. These are my best friends. I need you to meet my parents. I need you to meet my sister. I need you to understand that you're not just coming into this and being in a relationship with me. You are in a relationship with this entire family, and you become a part of this family. It's a commitment to all of us. And so you need to make sure that you are ready for all this.
I like what you said. It's a commitment to all of you. And I internalize that, and I respect that so much. So much. Like, Pop G is when I met him, I knew that he's the standard. Pop G is her dad, is Elle's father. I'm like, he's the standard. If I'm not coming to the table like Pop G, then I need to really consider whether or not this is something I want to do. Because if I had a daughter, I would want to be the type of father that he is to Elle. And so when my daughter brings a nigga home, I want, like, Pops is the standard. You know what I'm saying? It was so clear to me when we met, and when we went out to dinner and had that good dinner. I'm like, okay, this is the bar. And this man is going to hand his daughter over to me, his firstborn. Come on now. I can't fumble that. So I internalize all of that, baby. I just want you to know that if I have never expressed that before, like, thank
you.
It is.
I hear it. You are being very vulnerable today, honey, with the pod. I love it.
I totally understand, and it's layered because of my past experiences and the information that I used to feel and now feel, and being way more mature about the situation. Like I get the severity of what marriage means.
Yeah. So last question. So when you get into a marriage and you blended your finances, and now you all are living together, now you guys are about to live together, because that's one of the big hurdles that one of the challenges we have to get through is, blending our households at some point. Do you keep things from your house if you come to my house, or can I keep things from my house that I bring to your house once we blend our unit? Do you keep things from exes, gifts that you've received from exes? And I'm not just talking about a regular gift. Like, if somebody gave you, I don't know, a wallet, like whatever. But if she purchased something like, like a jewelry box case that you still use to this day,
Mm-hmm.
Do you bring that with you
Yeah.
to your new house?
I don't know.
You nervous? You a little hot under the collar over
Right,
there?
right. But like, well, the good thing about me is that I don't have a lot of things that were purchased by exes that I currently own. So that's good. But I get the question, right? And it
and
is.
we just saw this. We just saw this on something that we watched on Love is Blind.
Oh, okay. Love is Blind.
From our piece.
What was the thing that one of the people kept from a previous relationship? Do you remember?
It was like a jewelry box. Like he kept his watches and his bracelets in this case, and his ex bought him the case. I mean, it was nice. So the girl was like, she knew he didn't buy that. You know how you can just tell when a woman has bought something for another man? Like, you're like, I know he didn't go out to the store and buy this. Right. Somebody gave this to him.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. So do you bring things? Or does it even matter? I know you I know what you're going to say. You're like, does it matter? It really doesn't matter. Like, I'm with you. I'm not with her. So what does it
matter? Like, what does it matter?
I already know you.
and also, I'm not a person to ask questions that I don't want to know the answers to. I don't really care in the grand scheme of life. There are way more things to be concerned about or upset about or get frustrated about than Elle using a jewelry box that some dude gave her before. Now, if she's rocking a necklace and she always has it on, like, why are you
different?
Yeah. If
different.
If this item is so sentimental to you that you decide to keep it, then the question is why? You know, like, why is this item so important? Why is this item that you got from a previous relationship so important for you to keep? You know, do I want to see you wearing a necklace that a dude bought for you? And it's like, oh, it's my favorite necklace though. But I'm saying, like, a whole nother dude bought you this necklace. So I don't know how I feel about that specifically, but Jason is also a person who probably would not know that.
Because you don't ask any questions.
What do you think though?
I don't want nobody's stuff in my house. You should already know how I operate. I do not want nothing somebody bought you in my house, period. We can get you a new one, baby. You leave that on over there.
Look, but here's what I'm concerned about. Couches and beds. That's what I'm concerned about. Like, we merge a house and I'm sleeping on a bed that you've had for the past 10 years. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I
think that's hilarious that you bring that up, because that was literally like our conversation. Like, that would be our first purchase. We had that conversation. But on both sides, that would literally be our first purchase.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's the mojo. You know what I'm saying? It's energy.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
It's energy in that furniture. And if it's, you know, if it got some memories on the stuff, let's take those memories and put them in the dumpster. And let's make some new memories on some new furniture.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because this journey is about us growing from those experiences, but moving on. You know what I mean?
For real.
And we've had good experiences, we've had bad experiences, and we're taking all of that with us, but we are channeling it into a positive, better relationship.
Yes, baby.
Okay.
I like the way you word this stuff.
You know, sometimes I just got to talk about it. Well, you answer these questions very well, honey. Thank you. And y'all keep sending us your questions. Email us email us, comment. We would love to answer more of these questions. We love answering these questions today about relationships.
Make sure you share, like, and subscribe at the JayElle Journey on YouTube and Instagram. Email us at the JayElleJourney@gmail.com. Any questions? We love to hear from you. Reach out, stay in touch with us.
Absolutely. We want to hit y'all back and give you all our perspective in as we continue on our journey. So thanks for rolling with us on our journey today. See y'all next time.